In this video, I will be talking about Florence Beatrice Price, who became the first Black female composer to have a symphony performed by a major American orchestra, the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. Florence Price was born in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1887, where at the age of 4, she played in her first piano recital. Her first composition was published at the age of 11, all under her mother's guidance, Florence Gulliver, who had been a school teacher in Indianapolis, Indiana, before her marriage, and in Little Rock had a restaurant, sold real estate, and served as secretary of the International Loan and Trust Company. Florence's father, James Smith, was the city's only Black dentist who had moved to Little Rock in 1876. Price graduated from high school at the age of 14 and left Little Rock in 1904 to attend the New England Conservatory, and after following her mother's advice to present herself as being of Mexican descent, earned a Bachelor of Music degree in 1906, the only one of 2,000 students to pursue a double major, organ and piano performance. It was about this time that Price started to think seriously about composition. Following graduation, she taught for 1 year at the Cotton Plant Arkadelphia Presbyterian Academy campus in northeastern Arkansas, and then at Little Rock's Shorter College, and from 1910 to 1912 at Clark University in Atlanta, before returning to Little Rock, where she taught privately and became active in composition. Price was unable to find employment, and after being refused admission to the all-white Arkansas Music Teachers Association, she founded the Little Rock Club of Musicians and taught music at the segregated Black schools. Little Rock had been a comfortable city for Black residents, but as racial problems began to develop, resulting in a lynching, she moved with her husband, attorney Thomas J. Price, and their 2 daughters to Chicago in 1927. Florence Price's career flourished after the move to Chicago. Around 1928, the J. Schirmer and McKinley publishing companies began to issue her songs, piano music, and especially her instructional pieces for piano. She filed for divorce from Thomas Price in 1928, and she and the children moved with her student and friend Margaret Bonds. Price and Bonds had submitted compositions for the 1932 Wanamaker competition, with Price winning first prize for her symphony in E minor and second prize for her piano sonata. Bonds won third prize for a vocal work. It was in a year later, in 1933, that the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, under the music direction of Frederick Stock, premiered Price's Symphony No. 1. It was in that same year that she composed the 3 Little Negro dances. Price continued to compose throughout the 1940s and early 50s, penning 2 concertos for violin and orchestra, 2 additional symphonies, one of which, Symphony No. 2, has apparently been lost. She gained recognition from as far as England, where conductor Sir John Barbirolli commissioned her to compose a suite for string instruments, which had its premiere with the famed Hall Orchestra in Manchester. Some of Price's output was written for specific instruments. She continued to write art songs and music for choruses that performed on radio stations WGN. While planning a trip to Europe, Florence Price died of a stroke on June 3, 1953, in Chicago. In 1964, the city named an elementary school after her, as its own recognition of her legacy as a Chicago musician and an important Black composer. Unfortunately, the school was scheduled for closing by the Chicago Public Schools in 2011. In 2010, the Center for Black Music Research, CBMR, established by the researcher Samuel Floyd in 1983, commissioned Trevor Weston, an associate professor of music at Drew University, to reconstruct the long-lost orchestral score for Price's concerto in one movement for piano and orchestra, in order to perform the concerto and release an album of the composer's work, which would become the third issue in the CBMR series, Recorded Music of the African Diaspora. In the website florenceprice.org, you are able to access more content about Florence Price. Most of the information of this video was taken from the section Biographies, but in this website you can also see research about Price's Lost Piano Concerto, in addition to performances by the concert pianist, composer, and Steinway artist Karen Walwyn. We hope that you enjoyed the performance that follows, the Three Little Negro Pieces by Florence Beatrice Price. Before continuing with the video, the MTNA at FSU would like to address that we recognize the social cultural issues associated with the word Negro. As we look for inclusive piano repertoire in this series, we believe that the Three Little Negro Dances, whose title was given by Florence Price, features valuable pedagogical elements and does not use the term derogatorily. In fact, the title helps us to comprehend the composer's identity and intentions. It is our understanding that Negro is a term historically used to denote persons considered to be of Negroid heritage, and it is here employed as a symbol of pride and resistance during a period of history which we shall never forget.